Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who's committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. There we go. Y'all solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Robin Boatwright. Afternoon, Robin. What's your date of birth?
5/11/62.
All right, Robin. I have a warrant for you out of Pasco County. The judge had signed and found probable cause for a violation of probation and set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We'll let Pasco know that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. Never takes 5 with Pasco. But if for some strange reason you were still here in 5 days, they'd bring you back to see me, and I'd find out what the holdup is, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah Lally?
Yep. 1 second, Your Honor.
Okay. Afternoon, Sarah. What's your date of birth?
3/16/1989.
All right. So you got 2 charges today: possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. Going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Doesn't matter, sir.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender. State what you tell me.
An adjudication in 2016 for a loitering and prowling where a county jail sentence was imposed. Adjudication in 16 for actual constructive possession of a synthetic where a county jail sentence, as well as an adjudication for paraphernalia in 2016. Adjudication withheld in 14 for a grand theft of a motor vehicle, and no other Florida history, Your Honor.
Okay. Sarah, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 on each count. That's a total of $2,000. You'll be back in court on October 1st. If you're able to bond out, you should contact the public defender right away. If you don't bond out, they'll come and see you before court. Thank you. Laura Rourke. That's it, Laura. What's your date of birth?
2/5/79.
All right, Laura, I have a warrant for you that was signed by Judge Rupi. Apparently you failed to appear in her court on the charge of driving on a suspended license. Mr. Larison, is this something she can resolve today?
Yes, Your Honor. What time, sir?
All right, Laura, if you'd like to resolve the Hernando case today, you can plead no contest to that charge. I sent you to 1 day in the county jail with credit for 1 day served. That would free you up to get down to Pasco County to deal with those issues. You want to take time served on the Hernando case?
That's fine.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you're willing to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today? Yes?
Yes.
Very good. Case number 19CT1206, that's the charge that you drove knowing your license had been suspended or revoked. How do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, credit 1 day served. Fine and court cost is $488, $50 for the day in jail. But that takes care of it, Lori. You're now free to go wherever you have to go next, all right?
All right, thank you.
Mr. Brown, are you ready? I noticed that you had one coming. I got Jansen's. You want to do that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have something in addition to that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Your time's expensive. I got to get you out of here.
Well, thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Yes, court, please, I have Juan Jansen's 2019 MM2796. He's present and approaching. And, Judge, I'm pleased to announce to the court that we have a PTI contract which calls for anger management. He has his first anger management appointment this afternoon, as a matter of fact.
Very good.
It's been signed by Mr. Jansen's, myself, the state, and by the probation department to facilitate the completion of the program would renew the previous plea of not guilty and the waiver of speedy trial has to be stricken from docket. We have a docket date, I think, of October 31st.
Yep. Very good.
Has to be stricken from that docket and stricken from this docket.
Very good. All right, so Mr. Jensen's with the not guilty and the waiver of speedy. I'm going to put you into the PTI program, strike you from the docket. Successfully complete that program, of course, charges against you are dropped like they never happened, and you'll never lay eyes on me again. There you go. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Judge, thank you for letting us be heard.
Sure. Oh, cash bond will be released to defray the cost of the PTI.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. John Blazes? Afternoon again, John. Date of birth?
6/24/82.
All right, John. So today we have a warrant out of Pasco County. The judge assigned the warrant. Apparently, found probable cause for a VOP. Set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We'll give Pasco the heads up that you're here. Give them 5 days to come get you. Like I said earlier, I don't think it will never take 5 with Pasco. But if for some strange reason you're still here, they'll bring you back to see me. All right?
Sir,
Yep.
one thing,
Yep.
online, somebody made me aware online, it says, I waived my right for a speedy trial, which I did not do.
Well, it's a VOP. There is no right to a speedy trial.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, I didn't know that.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, you would maybe originally, but this is the VOP. That all changes. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you, John. Michael Doyle.
Mr. Doyle has a little medical emergency. He'll be with you in just a moment.
Okay, we'll wait. Let's see. Joseph Kowalski. Afternoon, Mr. Kowalski. What's your date of birth?
9/10/1980.
Kowalski, the charge today is a felony driving on suspended license with probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You can hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
Appoint the public defender. Mr. Larison, Mr. Kowalski has, I'm guessing, a Dwillis open in front of me. Is that right?
Yeah, I was supposed to.
That's that. Joe, don't say anything. Just a second, okay?
I believe so, Your Honor. Just double check the case number. Has a open driving license suspended 19CT2628 for arraignment on September 13th.
Okay.
Date of offense was July.
Something he can resolve right now.
The offer for that would be time served to resolve both. He had 2 days for the other one.
Well, this though the one that's here today is charged as a felony, right?
Oh, okay. So he could resolve the his other one with 2 days. Okay.
All right. So Joe, here's where you at. You got the one that's pending in front of me, and you got this new one now. We can resolve the older one with time served, so that's off the table. The only reason I mention that to you is that if you don't resolve that one, then the state attorney's office is going to ask me to revoke your bond on the older case and hold you in jail without bond. If you resolve the older one right now, then I'll set a bond on the new one and you'll have a chance to bond out.
Yeah, I'd rather do that, sir.
Okay, very good. So on your old case, which is 19 CT 2628, you understand by entering a plea in that case, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you. But you willing to give up those rights so we can resolve that case right now?
Yes, sir.
Very good. As to that charge of driving on a suspended license, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you 2 days in the county jail, credit 2 days served, finding court costs is $488, and your costs of incarceration. And then on this case, the new arrest, Joe, I have an address for you on Twin Court in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
Approximately 2 months.
All right, do you have a job these days?
Yeah, I was supposed to work today. I was going to get my pouches, but I was arrested on this charge.
Okay. What do you do for work?
I'm a carpenter.
Okay. And then state any other significant history?
He just has a possession of controlled substance, paraphernalia, several dualices, attaching tag unassigned, and a violation of DL restrictions.
Okay. So, Joe, I'm going to set your bond on this one then at $1,000. This one's coming back October 1st. When you get out, it's very important that you contact the public defender's office, okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Doyle's ready to proceed if you are.
Very good. Mr. Doyle. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
2/23/55.
Mr. Doyle, the charge is violation of a domestic violence injunction. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
We can do a public defender if you want.
Appoint the PD, state.
He has a job heard in Hernando in 2012, but he does have out-of-state history. Out-of-state history. It's an adjudication in 72 for petty thefts, and let me go to the more recent. It's 70s shoplifting. There's a robbery reference in the 70s with an adjudication, and then other than that, there's no other criminal history.
Mr. Doyle, I have an address for you on Goodway Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
1 month.
All right. And you have,
It's my son.
okay, do you have a job these days?
I work for Day Metal.
Okay.
Have been for the last 25 years.
Okay. So I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Ms. Giles. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through any social media. No contact of any kind. There's no doubt about that in your mind now?
Yep.
Okay. And understand that my no contact order will exist outside of what the injunction. So even if she went and got that injunction dropped tomorrow, you still can't have contact until this case is resolved. You clear with that?
I'm clear.
All right, very good. So I'll have you back in court then on the 4th of October. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. John Liu? Afternoon, Mr. Liu. Date of birth?
10/12/79.
All right, Mr. Liu, we have another Berg dwelling. There's probable cause for the charge. Do you have the public defender on your other cases?
Not yet.
Really?
I would like one, please.
Okay. Because you got a bunch of cases coming for arraignment in a couple
Yes,
of
sir.
weeks. Okay. Bridget, can I appoint the PD on all these open cases that don't have a PD in there? Oh, he does. She is appointed. Okay. Yeah, they did appoint a PD on your other ones, John. I'll appoint a PD on this one as well. Leave the bond for the schedule, which is the 2,000, and move this to September 17th, which is where all your other cases are, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mark Oxendine? Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
5/12/72.
Mark, you're here on a probable cause arrest for violation of probation. There is probable cause for that arrest. As to those charges, then you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Obviously, the bonds on the VOPs is going to be no bond on all three. I'll send you back to court on the 1st of October. The public defender will come see you before you go to court again, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Savarese. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
12/16/79.
Brian, the charge is a felony driving on suspended license. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Adjudication for a DUI refusal in 2017. Adjudication for paraphernalia in 2017. Adjudication withheld for possession of controlled substance in 2017. A willingness adjudication in 06. A leaving scene of the accident. Reference with no disposition. Defendant has a leaving scene of the accident without giving information. In 2006 adjudication. Indirect criminal contempt adjudication in 98. No other history.
Okay. And Brian, I have an address for you on Martin Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
A couple years now.
Do you have a job these days?
I'm not working right now, no.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
Close to a month.
Okay.
And they were trying to work out of town too much and I couldn't go.
Well, Brian, I'll set your bond at $1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 1st of October. Very important that you contact the PD when you get out, all right?
Yes.
Thank you. Do I have Michael Welch there? I do. Awesome. And Ray?
Mr. Welch?
Yep.
Yes, Judge. He's pled out his underlying felony. He got a DOC sentence. I've got him at 43 days credit for time served.
All right. Michael, would you like to take time served on the misdemeanor so you can get on your way with the DOC sentence?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this case today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 18MM3733, as to the charge of stalking. How do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find that it was freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 43 days in the county jail, credit 43 days served. Finding court costs is $880, $100 for the PD. I will not order any cost of incarceration, as they surely would have done that in circuit court. If that takes care of the misdemeanor, Michael, you're now free to go wherever you got to go next, okay?
Okay.
You got anybody else for me, Joe?
Yes, sir. I believe that's it.
Awesome. Y'all have a good weekend.
You too.